So welcome back to Coeur d'Alene Patriot Way. Mike Williams, and today we're going to be with Battleborn Outdoors, Phil and Derick, and super excited to go over this because something that I can tell you how important it is, and there are a lot of, um, I would say there's not a lot of nonprofits out there that do it to the level that you guys are going to do it, where you're doing it full time, dedicated to it, and it's a huge need in my eyes. I see it's time and time again where veterans, you hear stories where they commit suicide, or they're just, and the others, the worst, where they're isolated, and I see getting people out, taking them hunting, get them together with other veterans, they're going to kind of reconnect and give them that hope again, because they kind of get in a spot where I see where they lose hope. So definitely appreciate you guys doing that. So welcome to the podcast, Derick and Phil.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Awesome. So like we were just saying, it's an added bonus or plus that you guys are Marines. Marine Corps. And it's definitely biased to that, being in the Marine Corps myself. But yeah, can you guys tell me a little bit about yourself? Derick, you want to go first?
Yeah, Derick Stevens, founder of Battleborn Outdoors. I did 13 and a half years in the Marine Corps. I was 0811 artillery. I enlisted in 2004, deployed to Iraq in 2005, and then went on a MEU shortly after that, 2006 to 7 time frame. Then went recruiting duty in 2008 to 2011, so that was interesting. In Portland, Oregon, of all places.
Wow, how was that? Was there?
It was tough.
Was it the quality of the candidates, or the environment, just the kind of the culture?
I think the inner city is tough, especially in Portland area. It was rough during that time frame. Plus, we were ramping up numbers for the military because we're in the heat of war. So,
right.
Going from a couple applicants a month to 4 or 5 it's a big difference, especially man hours and for family life. So I made it out of there, successful tour, and then I went back to 11th Marines, and that's where I was before. And then we deployed the 31st MEU,
Nice.
2013 time frame.
Okay.
And then I went out to I was at artillery training school for 11th Marines, teaching section chief course and different things like that.
Where was that at?
11th Marines, Camp Pendleton.
Okay. Did you go through Fort Sill?
Yes.
Okay. I did too when I went to moved over to Fort Observer.
Okay.
So yeah, great.
Yeah.
Terrible place.
And then,
Terrible.
Oh yeah. Well, it was just funny because right after that, after I got done there, I got orders to Fort Sill. And I was instructor out there for 3 years, and then I got out of the Marine Corps and kind of went around aimlessly for a couple years and had no purpose, no direction. And I met Phil, and it's been crazy ever since.
That's awesome.
Yeah, crazy ever since. It's we started this, and man, I don't even know where to go from there because it's been nonstop for 6 months now, and.
Cool. Well, before we get into that, Phil, if you want to kind of go brief over your background and
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Phil Krabby. I'm from Detroit Lakes, Minnesota, and I did 8 years in the Marine Corps. I'm Marine Corps infantry. My MOS was 0351, and I take assaultman, and then the greatest MOS in the Marine Corps is 0369, infantry unit leader. So yeah. So
you made it to that.
Yep, yeah. I enjoyed that. So I did 3 deployments to Iraq, and then I re-enlisted, and then went over to be a combat instructor at SOI West, and I was the chief instructor for infantry assault leaders course.
Okay.
And great time at SOI. I had a chance to go to infantry unit leaders course.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot. And then I was struggling. I had a lot of trauma in my 3rd deployment to Iraq in 2006, and I lost a lot of guys. And
sorry to hear that.
I didn't have a chance to process that at the time because, being infantry, you got to carry out the mission. You know what I mean? And so I compartmentalized it, and when I got home, I didn't have any coping skills. So my coping skill was alcohol. So, and I got out of the Marine Corps because I was an alcoholic, because I didn't want to get in trouble. I was drinking heavily, and I was having, I've got PTSD, depression, anxiety.
Yeah.
If you can think about it, I've dealt with it once or twice. And that's what I was dealing with at the time. And, for 15 years, I hopped into the bottom of a bottle. And it was a very rough time. And in 2020, the alcohol wasn't doing enough.
Yeah.
And my nightmares were absolutely crazy. They were every night. They were vivid. They were real. Man. So I started taking amphetamines so that, I just won't go to sleep. So I would stay up for 3 or 4 days straight, you know, and when my head hit the pillow, I was out. So, and that's what a lot of veterans deal with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I appreciate you sharing that, because there's a lot of veterans that have that background, and they feel like there is no hope.
Yeah.
And sharing it, they know like there is hope on the other side, and it's almost there's a lot of science behind it, and a lot of other stuff on being outdoors or being kind of disconnected, or being how the mountains or the outdoors actually heal.
Yeah.
They've seen that it's cured cancer, that it does miraculous things. And, by taking the veterans outdoors hunting, you're really, you're healing them. And there's that healthy alternative, because sadly, a lot of veterans, that's, alcohol or other substances is the only coping mechanism that they know, just because a lot of the things going to the VA, they're just going to give you a bunch of pills. And they're, I'm not saying anything bad about the VA, because, they're trying, but it's falling short. So I appreciate you guys picking that up. And because I know, because I was reading your guys' mission statement, and the part of healing veterans through these outdoor excursions is huge. And can you guys go into the kind of the plan this next year, or the different excursions that you guys have, and the process of having the veterans apply and so to where they can go to get connected?
Battleborn Outdoors is a vision that Derick has, and I'm involved in a lot of nonprofits, and I do a lot of. I'm an advocate for veterans, and when Derick came to me and told me what he was thinking, I couldn't say no. You know what I mean? Because I know how hard it is to start up a nonprofit.
Oh yeah.
I know how even harder it is to get people to trust you, because unfortunately there's a lot of nonprofits out there that say one thing and do another.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I've heard stories of nonprofits getting gear from hunting companies. They open the storage unit and it's packed to the brim. They're not giving it to the veterans.
Yeah.
So finding ones that you can trust is huge.
Yeah.
I totally get that.
So I got involved with Derick and Battleborn Outdoors because, what our mission statement is I know it will work. I know we have a great plan, and so I'm all in. You know what I mean? So
that's awesome.
So basically what we're doing is we're bringing veterans from Idaho and all around the United States. We're going to bring them into the lodge. We have a 5,000 square foot house we convert into a lodge on 5 acres, and we're going to take them out to the outdoors free of charge. So they pay nothing. Airfare is paid for, gas is paid for, which way they want to get here. We pick them up from the airport, we bring them here, we feed them. If they don't have enough clothes or the warming layers and whatnot, we're acquiring that or have acquired that for each individual specific sport we're going to do.
I definitely have acquired some gear, strategically.
Right?
Thank you, Marine Corps.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. You have to acquire somehow or another. So we're doing duck hunts. We have a duck hunt coming up. We are doing fishing excursions. Kind of a camp hike. It's a short 3-mile hike, 3.5-mile hike up on top of the mountain. but it's about 2-hour drive up there, so we're way off grid. So that's one of them coming up. That's in July, actually. The duck hunt's in October. And then we're getting ready. We're trying to figure out how we're going to do an elk hunt, a 5-day elk hunt. So we might soft test it this year, roll that into next year. This year we're doing 4 outdoor excursions with 2 fundraisers. We actually have a gala at the Idaho Club, the golf course down the road here, October 9th. We're selling tickets for that.
Yeah.
And then we're also doing fundraisers for that. So we're raffling off a Bond Arms 45 long Colt.
Okay.
410, and then also a custom-made knife, skinning knife from, I think, the Choctaw Native reservation in southeast Oregon. There's a gentleman out there that makes those handmade. And then the third prize for that same raffle is actually a camping trip with us in July to go up on the mountain with us.
That's probably that's my favorite. So if you win the outdoor experience with the veterans.
Yeah, and if you win first or second, you can choose to do that one. I put that one on the bottom. That was my favorite also, but I didn't. It would have been kind of hit or miss because some people would really want that and some not. So we give the option. If you get first, second place, you can choose. One of the others below that.
So to be to participate in a program Battleborn Outdoors, you have to be a veteran. You know what I mean? And it's a great opportunity. If you're not a veteran and you buy a ticket and you win and you want to experience what the veterans experience, you get that opportunity.
Yeah. And there are other ways, correct, to donate, even if you don't want to buy a raffle ticket.
Yeah.
If you want to donate through PayPal or Venmo, I believe.
We have our PayPal set up.
And I'll put those links in there.
Yeah.
Right now, we're doing everything through Battleborn Outdoors Idaho on Facebook.
Gotcha.
So message us on there. It has to be Battleborn Outdoors Idaho. That's our webpage. And we're running everything off of that because our website's being built as we speak.
Yeah. Awesome.
And we have a Venmo set up, I think, and also a PayPal also. So
awesome.
Yeah.
It's almost crazy, like going back to the hunting part, especially those excursions you were talking about, the camping thing.
Yeah.
How well that works for veterans. And it's a mountain lake fishing, right?
Yep.
High mountain lake. That is actually one of my favorite things to do. I think they have up there a little. They got the cutthroat in there, up in those, and it's almost surreal. So you almost go into a different ecosystem when you get to the top. I'll definitely invite myself to that.
You're more than welcome. Yeah.
We need volunteers also. This thing is not good. It is going to be very difficult to pull all this off without other like-minded individuals wanting to volunteer their time.
Yeah.
We don't make any money off of this. There's no income. 100% of the proceeds that are donated go back into the vets. So,
your rewards will not be of this earth.
It's no money goes in our pockets. So I know that's a lot of where's our money go? It's going to the vets one way or another. Whether it's getting them here, feeding them, helping house them, or getting them the gear they need to be successful on the mountain or wherever we're doing for our excursion, that's the idea.
Yeah, and that's one thing I'm glad you guys are doing the airfare and the transportation, because that's one thing where I know people have donated. They say, "Hey, I'll take you out hunting. Let's get together and do hunting or fishing," but they have a difficulty getting there.
Yeah.
Because the plane tickets are just expensive.
Yeah,
they're
it's out of control.
It is
out of control.
It is a big problem. But then that's one thing I really love about North Idaho and I was just doing looking at the statistic on how just we have such a huge concentration of veterans in this community.
A lot.
And more so, and part of it is you have the gun law freedoms.
Yeah.
A lot of people are just good, honest people up here that want to help out other veterans. But I do see a little bit of a challenge that people bringing the veterans together, because a lot of people, it seems, they want to keep to themselves.
Yeah.
They don't. But it's strongly encourage people, reach out to you guys,
Absolutely.
Get involved,
Yeah.
because I honestly believe that the best way to heal and to find a purpose again when you get out is helping other veterans and doing things like that.
100%.
and giving yourself a purpose. And that I'm just, a lot of times I'm just speaking for myself. So I'm,
the crazy thing is I don't care if you're a cook. I don't care if you're special forces. I don't care, what you did in the military. When we get out of the military, we all lose one thing. That's purpose.
Yeah.
And when you lose purpose in life, that just is it's a downward spiral after that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter what you did in the military. You are always welcome here.
Yeah.
And
that's cool.
we all have different experiences, but trauma is the same. So, you know what I mean? We encourage everybody to look us up and get involved out here. And if you're a veteran and you're struggling, everybody struggles. We all have those, we all have issues, and it doesn't matter what you did. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Very true.
Tough. But how we started out here, I met Phil 2 years ago.
Yeah.
About 2 years ago. And I got invited out to Wings of Valor in Parker, South Dakota. And I thought we were just going to go shoot some freaking birds, screw off. There's no drugs, no alcohol, just like there is up here. When you come up here, there's no drugs, there's no alcohol.
Yep.
This is a sober place, and there's a reason behind that.
Yeah.
I thought that it was going to be hanging out with some dudes and shooting birds. That was like 3% of what happened there.
Yeah. And thanks for sharing that, because,
this shit changed my life. That weekend changed my life.
Yeah.
I met Bruce. He's the owner, the founder of Wings of Valor. And he let me up with,
No, you're good.
with Anthony Perry. He's actually the owner of this house. Very giving man. He's just he has a vision the same mind. He wants to help another vet out.
Yeah, and you're saving lives. It's
we need to. It needs purpose. You lose, like he said, you lose a lot of that camaraderie, people you can reach out to.
Yeah.
You move up to northern Idaho to get left alone. You don't want to be. You don't want to be around anybody else because you don't trust anybody when you get out. One way or another, somebody let you down somewhere, and that's why we won't turn the vet away. We won't.
And it's incredible, having people come out here, and like I was saying before, the sense of community up here. That's what I see as a strong Christian community up here. That it's crazy to think that this is something that needs to be done. It has to be done, and not to brag on Marines, but it's the Marines, people like you guys are standing up and saying, I'll do it. It's not easy. And I can speak from the business ventures I've done. It's very stressful to take on that, and you're staking financially the purpose, and it's something deeper than us, or something more than us. A higher purpose that
Absolutely.
If we can just get the gun out of one Marine's mouth or one military service member's mouth at a time, that's the goal. And give them a connection to something. I just this last weekend I went back. I got invited back to Wings of Valor, and made new connections with 7 other guys out there, 7 other vets, and the freaking text thread is still going crazy. Like, it's still every day. So it's you come out here and I promise you it'll change your life one way or another.
Yeah.
But at the same time, saying that it's not free. It's really difficult. It's about $3,000 or $4,000 for each event we put on, and right now it's coming out of our pockets.
Yeah.
We're on the crawl, walk, run, the crawl stage of fundraising right now, and getting the name out there, and just letting people know that we're real. Like, it's how you read our mission statement, you look at the Facebook, you talk to us, and okay, that's not real. Like, those are pipe dreams. Like, no, we're making this happen. We have the lodge. We have the ability to do what we need to do. We're in the location, and we have the vets. So this is going to blow up. It's going to be huge, and I'm excited to help vets and change some lives.
That's awesome.
You know what's crazy is last month me and Derick were out in town in Sandpoint, Coeur d'Alene, and Spokane, and we were introducing ourselves to people, you know, and just trying to get what we were looking for is donations, you know, monetary donations to get this thing, help us get this thing up and running.
Yeah.
The amount of support we got from the community, I was shocked. I mean, thank you, Idaho, number one, and thank you, everybody, for your patriotism and your generosity, you know, and I was just shocked. Like, everybody wants to help.
I just know there's going to be tons of support and people, you know, donating, and it's going to be great. And a little bit selfishly, when you get to go outside and be with other veterans and hunt and fish, it's
you're healing yourself at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm really looking forward to the July event. You know, that's going to be an experience. You know, we're going to hike up, you know, to a campsite. We're going to set the campsite up. And then we're just going to chill and do whatever the outdoors tells us what to do, you know what I mean? And it's that type of environment that I thrive in personally. You know, I love being outdoors. I love just connecting with nature, and, you know, it's just awesome.
Yeah, we're all turning into hippies.
Right? Right?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome. Well, is there anything else that you guys want to share, or any other events next year, or kind of maybe some of your goals goals you'd like to reach in terms of fundraising?
So, yeah, go ahead, Derick.
This year we're doing 4 events, 2 fundraisers. One of the fundraisers, it's a gala, like I said, at the golf course. That's October 9th. In conjunction with that, we're doing the duck hunt that weekend. So we already have our books full for that weekend, actually. So we have 4 vets, and actually a father-son combo, Iraq vet and a Vietnam vet.
Wow.
I think their cousin and another Marine vet all coming out for that. They're coming to the gala that night too. We're gonna raise money for this whole thing, and then take them out duck hunting for that weekend. And then we have a cigar and bourbon night for our donors that we're gonna bring. We're actually gonna do it here at the lodge, upstairs in the banquet hall. And we have Ruiz from War Dogs Cigars out of Florida.
Okay.
He's flying in to. He's gonna have pre-made, hand-rolled cigars.
Excellent.
And have a bunch on staff. I guess if you don't want to smoke the ones you just rolled, they need to kind of settle for a little bit, apparently.
Okay.
I just learned this. So he's going to have a bunch of pre-made bring out, and also you'll hand roll them to take with you if you like. So that's going to be a great time also.
Yeah. Okay.
So you get the donors get to see the lodge. They get to kick back a little bit and experience kind of what we do out here firsthand and see, you know, some of the magic.
Okay. Do you guys have a goal that you want to reach in fundraising? A number you had in mind?
This year we'd like to raise $25,000. That will help us fund the remaining 3 events that we have this year. That will help us with the gala, and then that'll help us get next year planned out and going, at least started.
Okay.
And fundraising is very, very important because that, you know, it allows us to carry out the mission, you know what I mean? And I'm not rich, but I'll give what I have, you know, and if you would like to donate, I highly encourage it. You can hit us up on Facebook, and here's what I tell everybody is
the Facebook page right here.
Yeah.
Imaginary space.
Right on.
Heck yeah.
What I tell everybody is, if you want to change the life of a veteran, then think of a number that hurts just a little bit.
$1 million.
And yeah, donate that.
Yeah, that's a good
Even
point.
if we can get 100 people to donate $50.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
we should do
$5,000.
We should do one of those what are those TV shows where they donate and they're like, call in now. And
Yeah.
The old school, yeah.
yeah.
So we do have an ongoing fundraising campaign right now on Facebook.
It ended last month.
Oh, okay. So we'll get that up and going
Yeah,
again.
and I'll share it through our page and
Yeah.
my real estate page, and then our outfitting page to that. But
Yeah, appreciate that.
yeah, awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to getting outside with you guys and
Yeah.
Go check everything out.
Yeah.
Going fishing on Friday.
yeah,
Go,
yeah. Already inserted myself in
yeah.
the fun. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, just thank you guys so much again for what you do. I know it's a sacrifice, and
Thanks for coming out and talking with us. It's a good time.
oh yeah,
I'm excited for the future. You can't tell us no. You just tell us no, we'll figure it out another way.
that's right. Marines are known for our intelligence.
Nothing motivates me more than
Well, thanks again. Again, Mike Williams. Oh, go ahead.
I always like to say this. Our Vietnam vets, welcome home. I appreciate you. And for veterans and the global war on terror, stay in the fight.
Well, you guys have a great day. And,